10 seconds remaining.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Semi-Pro Cup Series Grand Finals. We've got two teams here between two teams, All Street Chain Hoop Ballers on the dire side going up against the Big Dick Bandits, or Big Dick Dota as they're going by in the brackets. But guys, I'm Niz. Welcome to the cast. I'm casting live on twitch.tv/NizCast. We've been casting a ton of the open qualifiers. And honestly, I was expecting a little bit of a bigger break between casting those and casting the Semi-Pro Cup Series. But I will go without food, just for you guys. Just for you guys. We unfortunately had a little bit of a lower turnout this week because so many teams are playing in the open qualifiers and so many players are maybe a little burnt out from the number of games that you have to play. Of course, we just started the second open qualifiers for Manila.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, sorry, just having to get something sorted there on the other monitor. I had to throw everything together and go live all of a sudden. But yeah, we're in the second day of the open qualifiers, so there's still teams playing a ridiculous number of games. We start with 500 teams and slowly work our way up. So there's teams that, you know, even if they're getting eliminated in the round of 64, they've played a decent amount of games to get there. So it's kind of understandable that we had a low turnout this week for the Semi-Pro Cup Series, but we'll look to get back to normal numbers by next week. As always, guys, if you have any friends that want to play, or if you want to play, head on over to semiprodota.com. where you can find out how to register and register your team for next week. Of course, the last Sunday of every week, we also have $100 on the line as well.
10 seconds
so remaining. That's always something to look forward to, and we typically get more teams then as well. But I guess we'll get into talking about the draft. We've got Lich, Doom, Void, and Zeus banned out by All Street. Then we've got the Invoker, the Axe, the Earthshaker, and the Lone Druid banned out by the Bandits. Not really sure what I'm going to call them. But the picks, we've got Wraith King was the first overall pick by the Bandits. Then we had the Keeper of the Light and the Troll Warlord as the response. Jakiro then followed it up. And those were our initial two picks for each team. Then we had a Slardar and a Viper added on to All Street. Dragon Knight and Shadow Shaman added on to pair with the Wraith King and the Jakiro. So already some rather unusual picks coming out. Of course, I think this might be my first cast of the Semi-Pro Cup Series since 6.87 came out. I might be wrong. Maybe I did cast it last week. I can't remember when the patch came out. But either way, we always see with a brand new patch some interesting picks in SCS. And this one apparently no exception. We've got a Keeper of the Light and a Troll Warlord. Both, I think, are surprising picks that we haven't seen. I certainly haven't seen in any of the matches I've been casting in the Dota 2 Canada Cup or in the open qualifiers. Haven't seen a Wraith King either. Now we have a Viper added in, so there's 4 out of the 8 heroes picked in this game I haven't seen played in a while. And come to think of it, I don't think I've seen a Shadow Shaman either. It might be 5 of the 8 heroes already are kind of unusual outside the meta pick, so this is going to be a very entertaining game. The last ban is in from All Street. It's going to be the Clinks as we wait for the Bandits for their final ban. As for our lanes, let's try and figure out what we got going here. We've got Slardar we expect to be in the off lane. Troll Warlord I guess would be safe lane with the Viper mid. Keeper of the Light probably the somewhat greedy jungling support. So they're looking for probably a harder kind of position 5 support something. I mean, they banned out the Lion there from the Bandit. The Bandits banned out the Lion, and that's what I think they're going to look for. Something that's going to have some CC, because they're a little light on that right now. Something that's going to allow the Troll Warlord to get some attacks in. Of course, they have some nice slows from the Viper, and they've got some stuns from the Slardar and some good catch there. But some more disable, probably like a harder stun or something like that would pair well, but we'll see what they're going to go with. Necrophos going to be the final pick from the Bandits. Surprisingly, I have seen Necro played a couple times. He was played towards the end of the open qualifiers yesterday in the semifinals and the finals.
5 seconds remaining.
Actually, maybe both. Actually, both games were in the finals, as that was played by the eventual winners.
Reserve time.
But as for Bandits lanes, Huh. Unsure. We expect Dragon Knight to go mid. We have been seeing Necro safe lane. And then what does that mean? Wraith King as the last core between those three and he's in the off lane? I guess. Maybe they're going to go aggressive or something? Either way, they're now going to do it up against a Pudge. So another unusual pick, but definitely a fun one. As this is going to be a fun match. I'm looking forward to this. We've got some really unusual picks. And that generally makes for some rather unusual games. Waiting for the last player to select their hero, and there they go. So we're ready to jump on into this. As let's introduce our teams and our players for the Semi-Pro Cup Series Grand Finals for this week.
Prepare for
We've got the Big Dick Bandits, or Big Dick Dota, on the Radiant side. Playing their Wraith King is going to be Ibrahim. Marcel the Shell is going to be on the Dragon Knight. Jihad is going to be on the Necrophos. Kaiser is going to be on the Jakiro. And Method is going to be on the Shadow Shaman. Our Dire side is going to be All Street. And we've got the Pudge played by Haas. Drake, who just released an album recently. He's going to be playing the Troll Warlord. Sketch is going to be on the Viper.
30 seconds to battle.
Jakey is going to be on the Slardar. And Finger Telescope is going to be playing that Keeper of the Light. And he did it! Boots and Windlace to start things off. Of course, Keeper of the Light just got his move speed increased. And we had a couple new items get added into the game. One of them was Windlace. So he's gone for obviously the buff that Coddle has, plus Boots to start things off, and then he even added on a Windlace for an additional 20 move speed. We got a Race Car Coddle to start the game off, but Jakey's been caught here at the bottom rune. He's tried to be a little bit greedy, hiding in the Roche Pit. He walked out into the welcoming arms of 5 heroes on the side, on this Radiant side. And that's going to be our first blood. It's going to go to Kaiser. So a little bit of extra gold in the pocket for the Jakiro. As everyone's starting to take their lanes, looks like we're going to have a safe lane Necrophos as we expected, going up against a Slardar, so nothing too unusual there. Mid lane's going to be a Dragon Knight up against Viper, so still something that we kind of expected. Shadow Shaman still hanging around there, but he might make his way down towards bottom. That's exactly what he's doing. Top lane's going to be an off-lane Wraith King, but they send the Jakiro up there as well, so it's going to be a duo off-lane, and we see a nice little counter ward there, getting rid of the lane ward from All Street, as their top lane is going to be the Troll Warlord farming with the Keeper of the Light and the Pudge as the 2 supports. Server ward going to be placed off to the side to help protect them from both these supports that are kind of scary coming from the side. You've got the Pudge Hook and also the Illuminate from the Coddle, as they're just going to walk right into the Wraith King, who just stands and has to man fight. As he's going to go down there. He's going to buy some boots. Is Kaiser in trouble here as well? He's going to look to get a trade here. He's going to get it. As Haas is going to go down. Will Kaiser be able to get out of here safely? I don't think so. He's going to go down to the spinning axes, the whirling axes from the Troll Warlord. Both of them going down below half HP as we jump back to the mid lane where the Dragon Knight seems to be doing all right. He's sitting at 6-1 CS. Viper sitting at 6-0. So DK keeping pace. Not getting harassed out of that lane yet. And Dragon Knight with his HP regen should be able to somewhat sustain going up against a Viper, but it's always kind of annoying and troublesome. Bottom lane looks to be dominated by the Necro so far. 9-4 CS for Jihad, whereas Jakey, although he did go down for first blood and got to his lane maybe a little bit late, he's sitting at 2-0. Top lane, more action. As Drake's now been stunned up, as the safe lane farming Troll is now having to juke through the trees. He's going to eat a couple of them, but he's going to be meted on the other side by Kaiser, who he'll eat an Illuminate from Finger Telescope there. So will Ibrahim. But still, we're going to have Drake. He's going to eat or use a healing salve to heal himself back up, and now it's going to be a turnaround. Nice work through the trees there from these boys on the Dire side, mainly from Drake. And honestly, just outplayed. absolutely outplayed. Great stuff there from the Troll Warlord. I don't know how it happened. In the bottom lane, the Necro went down at the same time. Looks like the Pudge had rotated in as well, as both the Pudge and the Slaughter are sitting on kind of low HP. We can scroll up and see that it actually was the Pudge who scored the kill there. So the Necro taking a fall while all that action was going on in the top lane. Now, Illuminate coming in from the side from Finger Telescope, just going to hit Ibrahim, but Method has now made his way up towards the top, so they're going to further look for some aggression as he needs to go and hide in those trees so the creeps don't see him. Kaiser's just respawned, going to TP up to the tier 2, or tier 1 in the top lane. As Wraith King's doing alright in this off lane, 7-1 CS. A little bit behind the Troll Warlord at 11-3. As we're going to spit some hot fire at the Troll Warlord there as Illuminate's going to fly in once again. Method going to come in from the side. He's going to get the shackle off onto Finger Telescope. He pings about 300 times in a couple seconds there to indicate that you guys need to go on Finger Telescope. They arrive a little bit late, but they still have plenty of time to kill that Keeper of the Light, as we now have our kill total evened up at 4 kills apiece. But it could quickly go the way of All Street as Haas hiding in the trees, waiting to get a hook here onto Jihad. Not going to find it. He's going to walk out. He's going to maybe go for it. Cancels. No, doesn't throw it. As mid lane's going a little bit more in favor of the Viper now, as he's now at 22-2 CS compared to the 13-1 from the Dragon Knight. TP now down to the bottom lane from Method. As do they want to try and set something up here on the Slaughter? Do they know that Haas went into the trees here? I don't think so. Hook's going to come out. It's going to land perfectly on that range creep, because that's what he was aiming for. Now he's definitely going for the Necro, just slightly off the mark there. So that gank doesn't really work out for them, and certainly with Method coming out, that probably wouldn't have led to a kill. I think with the Necro heals they would have been able to walk away. If anything, we probably would have had one of the Dire heroes go down in that exchange. But the hook doesn't land, so we don't see either of those two situations. Midas already completed on this Viper. 5-minute Midas, just straight rushed it. He has nothing else. He'll get some gold here by using it, so he will be able to buy his boots. That's Kaiser and Drake going to exchange blows there, as both on low HP. Coddle says, here, have some mana. I know it's not as good as HP, but you can use it for now. In the bottom lane, Jihad's got a kill onto Jakey, but Haas is there again, and now Jihad says, wait a second, I can just man up on this Pudge, and he does so, and forces the Pudge to walk away.
Middle tower is under attack.
But so far, a pretty even game in terms of hero kills, and even in terms of last hits as well. It's going to be an interesting one. Like I said, we have some really unusual picks so far, as Ibrahim's going to get mana leak, so he's going to wait for that to expire before he moves away. So lane observer ward's going to help try and protect them in the top lane. There is a sentry down. This is a dire sentry, which is just barely missing the radiant observer ward. Once again, Finger Telescope runs forward with that ridiculous move speed, uses that mana leak onto Ibrahim, who will just say, I don't need my mana anymore. He's going to run at him, and they're going to get a kill onto Finger Telescope. Method was running up, trying to get a shackle off onto the troll who got up into the trees. Pings were coming in the mid. Sketch is looking like he's getting low on HP. He's at half, and now he's going to get walked up on and stunned by the Dragon Knight. He had just right-clicked the DK, so the creeps were on him too. There's a 2.5 second time where the creeps will stay on you now. It used to just be 2 seconds. Now it's 2.5, so they stay on you for a little bit longer when you right-click a hero before they de-aggro. But I don't know what was going on there by Sketch, but it was a free kill for the Dragon Knight, so Marcel will take it. Top lane, Haas hiding in the trees. Just briefly shows himself there for a second. Not really going to want to go for a hook here. Oh, he's going to go for it anyways, and just like clockwork, lands it on the range creep again. Jakey going to get caught with a Reaper's Scythe in the bottom lane. As Jihad scores a kill there. Of course, he had a little bit of help from Method. We'll now start rotating back towards mid, where Ibrahim and Kaiser also, well, they were starting to leave the top lane, but it looks like they're just going to farm up this neutral camp. Sketch farming up some neutral camps of his own. Yes, he obviously just uses Midas. Hook's going to land on Ibrahim as the Wraith King, still level 5, doesn't have access to that reincarnation. He's going to go down, and now Kaiser is going to juke in and try to TP away. A little bit of a weird move there, but looks like it would have paid off for him as he's going to get away safely. Marcel and Method start somewhat pushing in the mid lane, but Jakey's going to come in and push them back as Necro TP'd up to the top lane, but now they're going to pause the game because we have a disconnect from Kaiser. Sec lag, 2k ping. So hopefully he'll be able to rejoin and everything will be sorted on his end. But already a pretty action-packed game, as we have 13 kills in 8 minutes, and if you've watched SCS at all before, you know that this is kind of par for the course. We typically have a lot of kills. But it's always some good fun. As Sketch has now picked up a windlace as well. So I'll quickly bring up our items here, see if anyone else has anything interesting. Just the 2 windlaces, one on Sketch and one on Finger Telescope. Of course, I pointed out that Caudle started with both the boots and the windlace. Probably the biggest item that we have in the game right now is the Hand of Midas on Sketch. Aquila up on Drake. I'll quickly cycle through. Actually, I can do this, and we can see current gold for everyone, where we've got Jihad sitting at just over 1,000 gold. Everyone else kind of hovering around 400 or lower. Got 600 on Marcel. Yes, he's already got his treads completed, and with a belt of strength. NA Dota. NA Dota. The chat that you get in some of these games, it's always fun. I wasn't streaming the semifinals, but it was a very quick game, and it may not have been the most well-mannered chat. We'll just put it that way. There was some stuff said. There was a rage quit. There was, yeah. It was probably not the best chat, or maybe, I guess in some people's perspective, maybe it was the best kind of chat to read, but we will have a reconnect here and a resume, so we're going to get back into the game. Dragon Knight's going to pop his invis. Or are they going to get an opening here onto Jakey? Doesn't look like it. It's going to move away from mid. Now Method starting to make his way towards top. We have our first scan of the game used up here. And that was used by our Radiant side. You guys are ever wondering when you're spectating a game, which team is using the scans? The easiest way is just select someone from, well, you're going to be selected probably on a hero anyways, but if the caster or whoever the cameraman is selected on a hero, you can just look on the scan thing and see if it goes on cooldown. That's the best way to do it. There's no way to actually see by looking at the minimap. I wish maybe there was, but I'm not sure how they're going to do it. Unless they make it so Radiance is always green and Dyer's is always red, and then if it sees a hero it changes to a different color. Maybe that's the idea, so it doesn't go from green to red. You can somehow distinguish it between the two teams. But look, well, you might have a clash here. Jakey and Finger Telescope. We're just going to back away. Illuminate's going to fly in, hit all 3 heroes. Or 3 of the 4, I should say. As Hook's going to come in just barely off the mark. I was so close to hitting the Necro. As ping spams are coming out, these guys are having fun with it. Jakey is going to get shackled there, as that was a really long-range shackle from Method, getting pushed away by the blinding light. This time the hook will land. It's going to be on the Dragon Knight, who's already in dragon form. He's going to stand there and try and fight it out. It's not going to work for him. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side of the screen, Jakey's going to go down to a Reaper's Scythe. So it's a 1-for-1 trade in this team fight. Now, we have Jihad slowed down by the Viper ult. Finger Telescope also getting hit by the Jakiro here. He's not going to go down, but now Sketch is completely overextended. His teammates have just completely left him, abandoned him. And he's going to go down 10-6 now. Another hook's going to land. This time it's going to be on Method. But the Pudge is going to be the one who goes down because he doesn't have any backup damage to support him there. So now 11-6 as All Street loses 3 heroes in that engage. We only have 1 go down for the Bandits. And it's about 1,100 gold swing. Going the way of the bandits. As they start to pull away a little bit. As we're going to switch on over to our net worth. And we can see, well, the bottom 3 are all on the side of the Dire. That means the top 7 are going to be heavily dominated by the Dire. As number 1 in the game is going to be the Necrophos at 4.6k. Then we got the Troll at 4k and the DK at 4k as well. Then the Viper, who actually rushed to Hannah Midas, has had a little bit of a rough time, as he's down at 3.5k. And we're going to have a hook in the top lane. His method is going to get caught by that one. This time, there will be a Coddle there to back him up. And we will have the Shadow Shaman going down, as the Mana Leak will briefly stun up Necro. It looks like a complete disengage from both teams in the top. Meanwhile, Jakey's just farming in the Radiant jungle here. As Ibrahim's also farming. He's at 1,400 gold right now, so an item's probably going to be coming out from the Wraith King shortly. Marcel's now picked up his Ogre Club, and there we go. Sanj Recipe is going to get purchased, and it's going to fly in on the courier for him. As double Null Talisman getting picked up by the Viper. Okay. Drake's now picked up his Morbid Mask as well, as Haas still just running around with Tranquil Boots, trying to be as fast as a Coddle. A Sketch going to get engaged on. Going to throw out the Viper Strike, but he's going to go down. Hook from Haas is going to land on the method, so it is a 1-for-1 trade. Still a support for the mid laner, as Kaiser might be able to get a kill here onto Haas. Question is, will he be able to get away from Jakey? Meanwhile, the Dragon Knight and the Necro clean up the Keeper of the Light. Looks like Kaiser is going to be fine, and he's going to keep pushing forward, but he's going to run into Drake. As Drake throwing out those axes, doing a bunch of damage to that dragon, and now Drake on the run. Will the other dragon be able to catch up to him? And they will, as he's going to tick out to the fire there from the Dragon Knight. I guess not the fire, though.
Is under attack.
The Corrosive Breath, that's what it's called.
Bottom tower is under attack.
You know, Sketch?
Dire's structures
what are you doing?
are fortified.
Went a little... being a little scary there with that play. I don't know what he was planning to do there, as he definitely knew he had heroes above him. Ibrahim now up to 2,000 gold, 2,100.
Dire's bottom
Guessing Blink Dagger is going to be his item of choice. This bunch of TP is going to come into the bottom. Ibrahim's just going to man up, go for the tower. He's going to have to stun up Drake. He'll try to walk away from Haas, but Haas does have an ultimate, so they'll wait for the Wraith King to go down, reincarnate, then they'll probably use the Dismember, and there it is. So it's going to be a kill on the Wraith King. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Sketch has gone down once again. Reaper's Scythe gets the kill there. Jakey is spamming like mad with those pings.
Middle tower has fallen.
And the call from the bandits is to keep going, keep pushing this tier 2 tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yasha almost completed on the Dragon Knight as well, so S and Y is going to be done. As the Serpent Wards get dropped and this tier 2 tower is just melting. Illuminate is going to fly in, but it's not going to push them off the tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Got the Pudge and the Slaughter coming in. Oh, nice hook from Haas. Going to be on the mark. Going to pull Kaiser back. Jakey wants to try to come in and help, but he had to run the long way around the shopkeeper. Now Jakey gets stunned up by Marcel the Shell, and the Slaughter is going to go down. Haas also going to get caught in a shackle, so they get the nice hook, they get the kill on the Jakiro, but it does end up costing them both those heroes. So definitely not the kind of trade that they were looking for. It does create a little bit of space so that Drake's able to get the bottom tier 1 tower, though. The show fight recap is going to show about a 300 gold advantage for the bandits on that play. However, that isn't counting the tier 1 tower that went down shortly after that fight recap popped up. Drake going to avoid the gank coming down for him. As Ibrahim has picked up his blink. 1,500 gold on the Shadow Shaman, so he's well on his way to most likely his Blink Dagger. S and Y has now been completed, as the items have been delivered. We've got 2 Null Talismans sitting here for Kaiser, as he's getting close to his Veil. Blade Mail, Point Booster, and a Headdress for the Necro. Speaking of Veil, did Sketch complete his? As that's what I guess Viper's going for? As they're going to smoke up, they're going to run down the lane. Immediately it's going to get popped. They're going to go for Marcel the Shell. He's going to be the target. Dragon Knight, the tankiest of all the heroes. He doesn't have access to his ultimate, though. He's still on cooldown for 30 seconds. However, Jakey's going to get eliminated from the game with that Reaper Scythe. They don't get the Dragon Knight. Lowest he gets is about 300 HP, and it costs them 3 heroes. Might be 4. Indeed, it will be 4, as Ibrahim blinks forward, and Jakiro is going to be able to help him finish off that kill. So 4 heroes dead on the side of All Street. Once again, we've got Drake with the split push taking another tier 1 tower, so I guess those other 4 are still saying space created. But now it's a tier 2 tower that's down for them, and they're going to start tickling this tier 3 tower as they move uphill. They've got about 10 seconds before the majority of the heroes on this dire side are back up. Keep it coming from Haas. Will he be able to get a hook here? Pull them back. He's going to go for Jihad, but he's going to sidestep it. Tier 3 down. Now they start working on the racks. The Serpent Ward's really helping. Even if there's an engage now, they can still focus those Serpent Ward's attacks, and they'll get the racks. As the range rack's going to go down, melee racks is about to fall. Indeed it will. Hook's going to be on to Kaiser. Pulls the twin-headed dragon in, but Haas is the first one to go down. Kaiser falls immediately after. Jihad getting quite low as well, but All Street's going to have to back away. It's going to be a buyback from the Pudge as they look to keep defending here and make have a good fight. But Ibrahim's going to get stunned up as the Mana Lake. He was just stuck standing there because he couldn't run without losing all his mana. It probably would have been worth for him just to run and get stunned down here instead, and then he would have just probably popped his magic wand and been able to blink away. Not that you need to pop the magic wand to blink anyways. Mech's been completed by the Necro, and there's the Veil, the first of potentially 2 Veils in this game, as Jakiro's going to complete his. Blink Dagger, very important pickup for Jakey on the Slardar. And we still... Yep, Sketch has picked up his Veil. I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure. Either way, got an engage in the top as Dismember is going to get used as Haas is in the middle of this Radiant team once again. He's going to go down once again. Jakey as well. And Drake manages to run away. He's the only one really on his team with kind of a respectable score, I'd say, as he's sitting at 4-1-4. The others haven't really been having a good run at it. At 24-12 is our hero's kill total. Let's open up our net worth, and well, it's very much in favor of the Bandits as they pass over 10k mark, and with that tier 1 tower, it's probably going to keep going up. XP over 5,000 in favor of the Bandits as well, as they're very much in control of this game. They have the push advantage, they have the hero kill advantage, and they have the gold advantage. And honestly, with the Veil on the Viper, they might have the item and the hero advantage. I don't really know what the game plan is with that Veil. Once again, Drake's gonna go for the push. I mean, maybe someone else has experimented with it and it's really good, and I just don't know. But both these 2 heroes in the mid lane gonna get forced back by Dragon Knight. They're gonna turn around and try and fight them. Some bashes are coming out. Meanwhile, there's potential engage in the top. It looks like they've backed away as with a couple bash procs there, they're going to bring down the Dragon Knight. Mega kill streak for 1,004 gold. That's a pretty valuable hero kill. I'll gladly take that one. As Maelstrom now getting picked up by the Wraith King. Finger Telescope about to hit 2,000 gold. What's going to be his next item?
Dire's middle tower is under
Method
attack.
has his blink. Yule Scepter now up on Kaiser as well. Jihad, where's his gold? It must be... Oh, he's going with the Guardian Greaves. He's getting the GG boots. Guess that explains why he's rocking 2 pairs of boots. Even though the images are only 1 boots, or... Well, I guess they're phasing boots on that one. But either way, they're only 1. You only need 1 pair.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He's going to have those GG boots. And then I imagine he'll start working towards his Aghanim Scepter. Not that really All Street has really been in a position to constantly buy back. Let's actually see if there is any buybacks available. Yeah, the Troll's got one. He's the only one, though. the making of a Yules, I guess, for the Viper as Haas eliminated from the game with that Reaper Scythe now method. Trying to get a catch on the Troll Warlord who's retreating up there. Doesn't get it. Now they're going to push uphill just after they finish off this catapult and start working on this tier 3 tower. This would be the second set of racks, and now it's a Dagon for the Viper. So it's a Veiled Dagon. Interesting. Sold his boots as well to get the Dagon. I don't know what the heck's going on in this game. Both teams are, or at least one team's trolling, as Kaiser is going to be the focus target for all streets. He's going to Yules himself to delay his death, and that means his teammates can just step up, kill any of the threats, and Kaiser lands. He's perfectly fine. Tier 3's down. Buybacks are now coming out as the Viper's going to buy back. Dragonite also going to buy back as they sense there's a chance for them to end the game here, as Ibrahim is going to be right-clicked by Sketch. Hey, his man's up in fights. He does have reincarnation, so his death doesn't really matter. In fact, it's going to slow down Sketch and allow Ibrahim on the respawn to get some right-clicks off, as Jihad going to get hooked back by Haas, but Method was covering it perfectly, as they'll get the kill onto the Pudge there. But Ibrahim is dead. Sketch just goes down to the Heartstopper aura of all things. Jihad didn't even throw a right click at him. He's going to go down as Keeper of the Light's now going to buy back in the game as the racks will fall. Finger Telescope. One Illuminate, probably not going to be enough, but looks like the Big Dick Bandits, they're done for now. They're going to back away. 3,700 gold on this roster. My goodness. 2,700 gold on the Necro. We only have 800 on the DK because he bought a Hyperstone but also had to buy back in during that fight. Ibrahim's up to 1,500. He, of course, also died in the fight. As for All Street, well, we got a Ring of Health on the Pudge. And that's never good when you're talking about new items getting picked up and you have to point out a Ring of Health. But he's also added on an energy booster. What about our Troll Warlord? 3,400 gold right now. Sketch buys another Windlace, as he sold everything to get that Dagon. I don't really know what the game plan was on that one. He might just be trolling now. Still just the Blink and the Treads on the Slardar. And of course the Coddle. Still just the move speed Coddle with the Tranquils and the Windlace. What is he at with Tranquils activated? 440 move speed. So some more items getting added on. We got an Aghanim Scepter added on by the Necro. Rasta also gets an Aghanims. Aether Lens gets completed by the Pudge. And Troll is going to have his BKB flying on in. Going to allow him to fight. And there's also a pair of boots on the Courier for Sketch. But this could definitely help All Street if they're able to get an Aegis here. Is that going to be enough to defend the inevitable push that's marching down the top lane? That the Big Dick Bandits are going to look to end the game with. And Drake needs to hurry up here. He needs to get up there. He doesn't have a TP, so he's got to run. Drops his Quelling. Come on, faster, faster, faster. The Roche goes down, he gets the Aegis, now he starts hightailing it up to the top lane, where a fight is already starting. Haas gonna get hit with the Reaper Scythe. No buyback available for that Pudge. As they start working on the tier 3 tower. Serpent Ward's already down, Sketch gonna get tossed up in the air, he's gonna land into an ice path. As Method's now gonna catch him with the Shackle Shot, and here's Drake. Pops his BKB, he's gonna get one down. Now he's gonna go for the Necro as the next target. He's got Blade Mail popped, but Drake's gonna get that kill as well. He's gonna switch to Ibrahim. He's going to go down, he's going to respawn with the Aegis, and now on the respawn, spin some axes, but his teammates are kind of falling in behind him, as Drake's going to get stunned up. Good game, well played, will get called by Sketch in a pretty clowny Grand Finals game here. 33-18 were our hero kills in just 25 minutes. That was pretty crazy, not exactly how our games normally go in the Semi-Pro Cup Series, but both teams picked some rather unusual heroes. But it worked out for one, didn't so much work out for the others. for the other, but it was fun to cast at least. A lot of action. But that's going to do it for this one. Once again, guys, we'll see you again next Sunday for the Semi-Pro Cup Series. Head on over to semiprodota.com to sign up for that next week's tournament. Once again, I was Niz. If you're listening in on Dota TV, hello. And if you're on Twitch, make sure you hit that follow button. But I'm going to... I also have a Twitter account that you should follow, at NizCast. And I eventually upload all the VODs of everything I cast to YouTube. YouTube.com/NizCast. There is a huge backlog because of all the stuff I've been casting with the open qualifiers. So not sure when I'm going to be able to get these games up. But I'll try to get them up as soon as I can. But yeah, there's a big backlog. I've casted a lot of games, and we're going to continue casting some more open qualifier games tomorrow. So look forward to that. But I didn't get to eat in between games, and I'm absolutely starving. So I'm going to go eat. Hopefully you guys have a great night, either playing Dota or watching Dota or whatever you're going to be doing. Maybe you're doing a bit of both. Maybe you're doing a whole bunch of stuff. But either way, I hope you enjoy it. And we'll see you again either tomorrow for my cast of the open qualifiers or next Sunday for some more Semi-Pro Cup Series. Thanks again for watching.